Welcome, colleagues, to History 1002-0001, World History 2, here at the University of New Orleans and soon to be LSU New Orleans on July the 1st. My name is John Fitzmaurice, and I shall be your professor for the summer semester of 2026. This course is a survey of the history of the world from the late 1400s to the 20th century. We shall go over the syllabus in just a moment, and I have clearly stated the goals of the class in the syllabus, but I want you all to leave this class experience with an understanding of the patterns that history follows. We historians are fond of saying that history does not repeat itself, but it does often rhyme. Class notes with lectures and discussions will focus first on experiencing the history of the world from the period of the Reformation to the development of the empires of South and Eastern Asia. The class will then examine the contact of Europeans with other empires and civilizations throughout the world and see how colonialism spread from the margins of Asia, Africa, and the Americas to become full colonial empires. Students will then comprehend the major changes brought by the Enlightenment and how they fueled the revolutions that convulsed France and then spread to the rest of the world. In the wake of the Napoleonic Wars, students will then understand the growth of political ideologies and nationalism, as well as the new movements in art caused by the Industrial Revolution. Finally, the course will study how the unbridled forces of imperialism, political ideology, and nationalism brought about two global wars and the Cold War. This is an online course. There will be no class meetings. Thus, a good deal of discipline will be required of you. My recommendation is that you put aside at least 90 minutes per day to concentrate on your readings, your lessons, and maybe even another hour for your outside reading. The good news is that you get to decide when and where you want to dedicate that time each day. Libraries and coffee shops are much better places of study than your homes or places of work because there are fewer distractions there. Secondly, I recommend that you do not try and take lessons on your iPhones. Please have a laptop or desktop terminal in front of which you can sit and absorb the lessons and readings. Finally, I shall be in constant daily contact with you throughout your emails. Please be alert to them when they arrive because they all have important information for you. The lessons are on Canvas for you in the form of YouTube videos of PowerPoint presentations narrated by myself, much like what you're seeing here, even with the same background. Each lesson opens each day on Canvas. I know that some of you would like me to just dump the entire set of lessons for you to do at once, or at least in bunches, but the learning process is better at this form. Take it in digestible parts rather than trying to do it all at once, or even worse, waiting until the very end. We shall now examine the course syllabus on your Canvas screen. Here is how you access your syllabus page in Canvas. Simply click on the word syllabus in your Canvas menu and you will see this page. Click on either the syllabus photo or the hyperlink to download a copy of the syllabus. I shall now bring up the syllabus on the screen. I do not plan to go over every aspect of the syllabus with a fine-tooth comb. That is your job. But I want to summarize and highlight some of the more salient aspects of it. Now, when opening the syllabus document, one can see below the collage the course description and the goals of the course. Those are, in short, what I expect you all to have a working understanding of by the time you finish this class. However, what it boils down to is this. I do not want any of you to become YouTube or TikTok sensations when someone sticks a camera and or a microphone in your face on the street and asks you a basic question about world history. I want it to be so that your video will be unusable. You will not become the object of ridicule and scorn, because there are far too many people out there who have no understanding of this country's history. And some of them we call congressperson, senator, and now once again, Mr. President. The instructional methods will be traditional but offered in a non-traditional manner. The chief medium by which I have organized the course is through the Canvas program. There are a series of modules that I shall now display for you. Looking at the modules page, one could see that there will be lessons and assignments posted each day. However, I shall start with the first module, which is the Welcome module. Here, one can examine the course overview and objectives that are also on your syllabus, everything you ever wanted to know about this humble professor but were afraid to ask, a question board for students to send me any question in need of answering, although most of you will do this via email, which is very acceptable, and the resources students might need for navigating Canvas. The second module is the lessons for the first day, June the 8th, which will open at midnight. Each module after that opens at midnight and then remains open throughout the course. Each module contains lessons and textbook assignments and writing exercises that will appear regularly throughout each week. Some, like the lessons with Roman numerals, or YouTube videos that I made myself of my PowerPoint slides, which are the core of the lesson. I require all of you as students to access the information on the day that it appears. There will be quizzes on Canvas at the end of each week to help you keep up with your studies. The quizzes are found in Canvas. Ostensibly, in an internet class, the final aspect of classroom discussion during lessons is limited, if not nil. However, any student wishing to discuss the class lesson may do so on Microsoft Teams or even in person. You're welcome to always get in touch with me, and I welcome your emails and I welcome your Microsoft Team meetings. And I certainly welcome anybody that wants to meet in person. I have also assigned a number of primary source exercises in which I require students to examine a document from the time period itself and comment upon it. Primary source assignments are also located here in Canvas. Submissions should be in the proper form of essay that follows all the basic rules for a scholarly essay. Submissions should be in either Microsoft Word or PDF format, and both formats are available through the Privateers apps as well as in Office 365 in Canvas. I do not accept any other file type than Microsoft Word or PDF format. Those students who are not quite sure how or have fallen out of practice in writing scholarly essays can access for their viewing pleasure and edification a dummy document in the welcome section that will assist students. No, I am not calling any students dummies. The document itself is a fake document in that it contains all the errors that students make and how to correct them. Obviously, the first primary source analysis paper will be replete with all kinds of errors. I shall be very lenient on the first paper as far as grading goes, but I am going to give you very critical feedback on that. I expect you to take that feedback and adjust your writing accordingly. After that, I expect all students not to make the same mistakes again, because then the hammer will fall on you. We don't have a lot of time in the summer, so you have to learn very quickly, again or for the first time, how to write an essay properly. I have also assigned a number of video assignments, that is, a series of films dealing with topics in world history. Students are to watch those films and then provide a critical review of the film for extra credit. The guidelines for the extra credit assignments will be posted, and students are again required to follow the same scholarly rules of submitting and formatting papers. I strongly suggest that students take advantage of at least 2 of the extra credit assignments. As I stated in the syllabus very clearly, I shall communicate with you through the UNO email account and through Canvas. Students shall communicate directly with me through my UNO email account and through Canvas. Students may also contact me on Microsoft Teams or call the office itself on the phone. Yes, I know, very old school. Under no circumstances will I send any class-related emails to personal email accounts. In addition, federal law called FERPA law prohibits the dissemination of grades via email or to third parties, that is, parents or friends. Students can track grades somewhat through Canvas throughout the semester. Please do so to avoid last-minute surprises, and that is part of the syllabus many students often ignore to their own detriment. The textbook for the course is Patterns of World History. The very first thing you students need to accomplish upon finishing this video is to obtain the textbook, if you have not already done so, through the good Follett people at the bookstore. Please keep in mind, I do not teach from the book. The book is merely a supplemental tool to assist you in studying the lessons that I give. One of the best ways to study using the book is to use the index at the back of the book and use the terms that I give you in the class and go and reference those terms in the book just to underscore what I have already taught you. If you have trouble with funding, please know that that is not a reason to refrain from getting the book. Contact me immediately for assistance. The second book you students need to obtain is What Went Wrong by Bernard Lewis. This outside reading is an important examination of how the Western world, which long lagged behind the Islamic world of the Middle East, caught up to and then overtook the Muslim civilizations in art, science, and politics. Once students have examined and read every part of the syllabus, this sheet must be signed and returned to me either by taking a photo of it with your iPhones and submitting it through the Canvas portal in JPEG or Microsoft Word form, or by handing it in to me in person. This is your contract with me throughout the summer, so that you cannot say at the end of the semester, I didn't know this or I didn't know that, because it was in the syllabus. As for my part, I shall try to stick to the dates on the syllabus as much as possible, but I assure you, any changes I make to the dates will be in such a manner that it gives you all, the students, more time to complete the assignments. I will not shorten any deadlines. You need to make sure you go over every part of the syllabus and then turn into me the sign back of that page of the syllabus no later than the dates listed. You absolutely must read the entire syllabus before turning in the sheet. So our first day's lessons open at midnight. Be ready to begin work and reading immediately. You all should send me an email letting me know that everything has gotten underway well for you, or if you're having issues. I plan to be in my office on campus on Monday, tomorrow, after 10 o'clock a.m. My office is located in room 108 of the International Center, but I give you fair warning. We're in the process of moving from a previous building to this one. It is an absolute disaster right now, but I will make space and I will make room to talk with you. We're located directly across from the University Center. You all should come and visit my office if on campus on Monday. Good luck to everyone, and may the odds be ever in your favor.